Erik Ten Hag is on the brink. Watch this video. Hello, welcome to Me Ed's son. I hope you're all well. So Erik Ten Hag is on the brink of being sacked, so we're told. Well, he may have had a little reprieve last night after the 3-3 draw at Porto in the Europa League. But is that going to be enough? Now, this coming weekend, Manchester United are away to Aston Villa. If he doesn't get a result there, then hey, it could be curtains for Ten Hag. But before we dive into that, let's do the quick predictions of all the rest of the matches for this coming weekend, which is week 7. Okay, so the first game, Crystal Palace at home to Liverpool. I'm going to go for a 2-0 away win here for Liverpool. Crystal Palace a bit indifferent at the moment. They're not going great. And certainly Liverpool are on the opposite end of the spectrum, doing very well indeed. So, yeah, I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Liverpool. Next, high flyers Arsenal at home to, low-hanging fruit, that is Southampton. Yeah, easy pickings for them. And I think it's going to be easy 4-0 win for Arsenal. Big, bold, and, well, beautiful if you're an Arsenal fan, of course. Next, Brentford at home to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Both some indifferent results recently. Wolves, of course, having a torrid time right now, not getting a win. Can't even buy a win. Only a solitary point. But I think they might come good in this game, certainly with a couple of goals. They both got goals in them, so I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw in this game. Next, Leicester City at home to Bournemouth. Again, I would say even Stevens for these two teams. Performing relatively the same, but I'm going to go for a home win for Leicester, 2-1. Next, Manchester City at home to Fulham. And whilst Fulham have been doing great recently, and I rate them as a football team, I just don't think they've got multiple goals in them. They could win by 1 or 2 goals. But in terms of coming up against Manchester City, I think they've got a goal in them, but not enough to really trouble Manchester City. So I'm going to go for a 3-1 home win for Man City. Next, West Ham at home to Ipswich Town. Oh, can those plucky tractor boys, can they come to the London Stadium and turn over the mighty West Ham? He coughs. I think it's going to be a bit of a tough day at the office, but I am going to go for a West Ham 2-1 win. I think the manager needs it, the West Ham fan base needs it, and the players need to show it as well. But I wouldn't be surprised if it turns out to be a draw or dare I say it, even a loss. It's just one of those games that West Ham can easily trip over, and I'll be there watching, so yeah, let's see what happens. But for me, it's a West Ham 2-1 home win. Call me biased. Yes, okay. Next, Everton at home to Newcastle United. Everton got their first win last week. Newcastle, bit of indifferent form of the last couple of games, let's say. So I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw in this game. I think there's goals in it. It could even be a 3-1 either way. It could be, a 1-1. But I'm going to go in the middle there, sitting on the fence, a 2-2 draw. Now into the Sunday games, Chelsea at home to Nottingham Forest. I can't see anything but a Chelsea win here. Although I do like the way Nottingham Forest have been playing, but I'm going to say it's Chelsea. Cole Palmer, best player in the league, isn't he? That's what many people are saying right now. He's certainly got the juice in him right now. So I'm going to go for a 3-1 home win for Chelsea. Next, Brighton at home to Spurs. Spurs doing reasonably well recently. They got a win in Europe in the week, of course. They beat Manchester United last week as well. So they're on a good run of form. Brighton a little bit indifference recently, but I would say this is going to end up a draw, either a 1-1 or a 2-2 draw. So I'm going to go for a 2-2 in this game. And finally, the crucial game, if you're a Manchester United fan and if you're an Erik Ten Hag supporter, is the Aston Villa at home to Manchester United. How will they do? Now, Aston Villa going great guns, of course. They're great in the league, great performances, getting great results. Had a fantastic win in the week in the Champions League against Bayern Munich, beating them 1-0. A great goal from Duran as well. So they're going great, and many teams only wish they had a manager like Unai Emery right now. So they're going great, as opposed to Manchester United, who have been, let's face it, been pretty poor for a long, long time. And it's not just this season. Now, you've got to question, is this an Erik Ten Hag issue? Is this a player issue? Is this a Manchester United as a system, as a whole issue? Because if they just sack him after this game, Whether they win or lose, whether they draw, if they sack him on the next game or the next game, and who do they get in to replace him, will they be exactly the same? Is it more deep-rooted than that? And I believe it is. I believe it's more deep-rooted. And this is going to take a long time to sort out. And this really is almost like an academy level upwards where it needs to be sorted out. This is why it's going to take a few years to sort out. But they need to get on it straight away, really. For Erik ten Hag, this is a crucial game. Man United should have beaten Porto the other night. They kind of let that go. They were 2-0 up, and I thought, there you go, that he saved his job. They're doing great. They're easily winning. And then they just lost it. 3 goals for Porto, defence wide open, and they were very lucky just to get the equaliser in the added minute there from Harry Maguire. So Erik ten Hag is under increasing pressure here. He is on the brink. Everybody knows it. Everybody's calling it. And is he going to get any favours here at Aston Villa? Well, no, I just don't believe so. I think it's going to be an Aston Villa 2-1 win. That's the way I'm seeing it. I think Aston Villa are just too good, too strong. Unless by some miracle that Man United turn it on, I just can't see this happening. So you have Aston Villa who are playing like a team, Manchester United who are just playing like a group of individuals. I've been saying it for a long, long time. They just haven't got that chemistry, and they just haven't got that way of playing under Erik ten Hag. Could this week 7, going into the international football break, could we see on this weekend the first managerial casualty in the Premier League? Well, I think you've got to be looking at Erik ten Hag. I think you've got to be looking at Russell Martin, still at Southampton. Gary O'Neill, yeah, Wolves, I think you're going to be looking at him. And also you're going to be looking still, granted, got a result last week, but still looking at Sean Dyche for coming under increasing pressure. But for me, top of the tree, still is Erik ten Hag, I'm afraid to say. But there we go. That's my final prediction. Aston Villa 2-1 from Manchester United. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you want to watch more of my videos, go check them out, and I'll catch you again. Bye now.